All right, so get this. Your Pixel phone, it just got a whole lot smarter. Thanks to AI, we're talking features that can like summarize web pages for you, edit the audio of your videos, and even help you search for information about, well, anything on your screen. Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
I know, right?
Google has really stepped up their game with these new AI-powered features.
Yeah, we've got a stack of their announcements right here.
Oh, wow.
And I'm already geeking out.
Yeah.
Let's start with this one, Gemini. Your new personal AI assistant. Imagine, like, you're trying to prep for a meeting, but you're just drowning in articles and reports.
It's a problem everyone has, right? We're just bombarded with information constantly these days.
Totally. But with Gemini, you can have it summarize those super long web pages in just seconds,
Yeah.
giving you, like, just the key points. No more endless scrolling.
Oh, it's a game changer for sure.
Right.
Think about it. This could like revolutionize how we consume information.
Yeah.
No more skimming or speed reading. Gemini can just pull out the essence of an article for you. Saves you time and, well, mental energy.
Okay, so how does it actually work? I mean, how does it even know what's important and what to, leave out?
That's where the magic of natural language processing comes in. Gemini uses all these advanced algorithms that are trained on just massive amounts of text data. It's not just identifying keywords. It's actually understanding the context and relationships between sentences, almost like, a human reader would.
So it's not just spitting back information, it's actually understanding and synthesizing it.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It really is. And the implications are huge. Think about the potential for research, education, or even just like staying up to date with current events. Gemini could make all that information more accessible and, well, digestible for everyone.
Okay, speaking of making things easier, let's talk about Audio Magic Eraser.
Yeah.
I know I've totally been in those situations where I've got this great video, but the audio, it's completely ruined by background noise.
Oh, I can relate to that. Yeah, whether it's a barking dog, traffic noise, or even just distracting chatter, unwanted sounds can just ruin a video.
Yeah. Well, this feature lets you adjust the audio after the fact. You can just turn down those unwanted sounds. Imagine like you're trying to film a special moment with your family, but there's construction going on in the background.
Oh, that's the worst.
Right.
With Audio Magic Eraser, you could just clean up the audio, make it sound like the construction was never even there. It's a great tool for content creators, or really anyone who wants to just improve the quality of their videos.
And Google says it works on a whole bunch of sounds, from barking dogs to whine noise to even things like keyboard clicks.
Oh, wow.
Like having a professional sound editor in your pocket.
It really is quite sophisticated. It uses AI to analyze the audio and identify different sources, and that lets you selectively reduce the volume of specific sounds. It's a great example of how AI can just enhance our everyday life.
Okay, this next one is just mind-blowing. It's called Circle to Search, and it's basically like visual search on steroids.
Yeah.
You can circle, well, anything on your Pixel screen.
Yeah.
A shirt in a video, a landmark in a photo, whatever, and instantly get information about it.
It's so intuitive. No more screenshotting, cropping, uploading to Google Images,
Right.
With Circle to Search, you can just access information about, well, everything around you in such a seamless and instantaneous way.
And get this. You can even add context to your search.
Great.
Yeah. So let's say you circle that shirt in a video, right?
Yeah.
You can then type in, where can I buy this? And it'll pull up shopping results for similar shirts.
Wow, so cool.
Isn't that neat? It's a great example of how AI is just bridging the gap between the physical and digital world.
It really is.
It's turning our phones into tools for exploration and discovery.
I love that.
Okay, let's be real for a second. We all make typos, especially when we're typing quickly on our phones.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, well, with how much we rely on our phones to communicate, those typos can be a real pain. They can even cause misunderstandings.
Totally. Well, Pixel's got you covered with a new Gboard feature called Proofread. It can actually catch and correct errors in your texts, like before you hit send.
Oh, that's nice.
Think of it as a grammar guru, just discreetly perched on your shoulder.
I love it. It's a fantastic example of how AI is helping us be more productive and better communicators.
Right.
It's using natural language processing to, well, not only find misspellings, but to understand grammar and punctuation, too.
Yeah.
So your messages are clear and professional.
Yeah, no more embarrassing typos. Okay, now for those of you who are constantly drowning in paperwork, receipts, contracts, you name it, Pixel's got a new document scanner feature. It's a game changer.
Oh, tell me more.
It turns your phone into a portable scanner. So you can make digital copies of any paper document that you need to save or share.
That's so convenient. It's a great example of how AI can, you know, simplify those everyday tasks, detects the edges of the document, crops, and straightens it automatically, and even makes the quality of the scan better. No more big, bulky scanners taking up space in your office.
I know. This is like a lifesaver, especially for expense reports or taxes, or even just like keeping track of important documents. Now you can just digitize everything, organize it all, right from your phone.
It's amazing, really about simplifying our lives and making information more accessible.
Exactly.
Okay.
One last feature before we kind of move on to the bigger picture. This one's for all you self-trackers and wellness enthusiasts out there. Your Pixel can now actually track coughs and snores during the night, giving you insights into your sleep quality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
This is interesting. It's really getting into health monitoring now.
I know.
Using AI to analyze, like these little audio cues, could provide some valuable data about sleep patterns.
And Google says the feature doesn't even store the raw audio, just the processed data, so you can learn about your sleep habits without sacrificing your privacy.
That's good. It raises a really important point, though, about the relationship between technology and, well, our personal lives. As AI becomes more and more part of our daily routines, we need to be mindful of data privacy and make sure these technologies are being used responsibly and ethically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's important. It's kind of crazy how much AI is already like built into our phones.
I know, right?
And these new Pixel features, it feels like they're just scratching the surface.
Absolutely. What I think is so fascinating is how these features are kind of blurring the lines between our physical world and the digital world. They're using data from our surroundings, our voices, our sleep patterns even,
Right.
to give us these personalized insights.
Yeah,
It's really remarkable.
it really is. It makes you wonder, like, what's next? What other everyday tasks could AI, transform in the future?
Oh, the possibilities are just endless. Imagine AI assistants that can not only summarize information,
Right.
but can actually help us learn new skills or even brainstorm creative ideas.
Whoa.
It's like having a personal tutor
Yeah.
or a brainstorming partner.
Right in your pocket.
Exactly, right in your pocket.
That would be incredible. But before we get too carried away with, the future,
Uh-huh.
let's maybe dive a little deeper into how these Pixel features actually work, like what's going on behind the scenes.
So at the heart of it all, you have these incredibly sophisticated algorithms.
Yeah.
And they're trained on these massive data sets. And that allows them to do all these complex tasks, like recognizing images, understanding language, and even separating out all the different sounds in an audio recording.
It's like having a team of tiny little geniuses all working inside our phones.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Take Audio Magic Eraser, for example.
Okay.
It uses these deep learning techniques to figure out and isolate all the different sounds. So it's not just some, basic noise reduction.
Right.
It's actually analyzing the audio
Whoa.
and deciding which sounds to, suppress.
So how does it know the difference between a dog barking and a baby crying?
That's where the power of machine learning comes in.
Okay.
These algorithms are trained on just massive amounts of audio data,
Right.
which lets them learn the unique characteristics of all these different sounds. It's similar to how our own brains, learn to tell the difference between different voices or instruments.
That's super fascinating.
Yeah.
What about Gemini, the AI assistant that can summarize web pages? What's the magic behind that?
So Gemini relies on something called natural language processing.
Okay.
It's this branch of AI that focuses on making computers understand and process human language. And it's trained on this massive amount of text.
Yeah.
And that lets it identify key concepts, see the relationships between sentences, and even get the overall tone of a piece of writing.
So it's not just picking out keywords, it's actually understanding the meaning and intent behind the words.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
It's like having a speed reader who can also explain these complex topics in a really clear and concise way.
And then there's Circle to Search, which just feels like magic. You circle something on your screen,
Right.
and your phone instantly knows what it is and how to find information about it.
Right.
How is it even possible?
So that's where computer vision comes into play.
Okay.
And these algorithms have been trained on millions of images,
I know.
which lets them recognize and categorize all these different objects.
Brilliant.
Similar to how, our brains learn to identify objects around us.
So when I circle that cool vintage lamp in a photo, the AI actually knows it's a lamp
Right.
and not, a hat rack or something.
Exactly. And then it can use that information to search the web for, similar lamps
Oh, wow.
and give you shopping results, historical information, or whatever else you're looking for.
That's so cool.
It's a really powerful tool for exploration and discovery.
Okay, so we've talked about like the how behind these features,
Right.
but what about the so what?
Yeah.
What are the implications of having all this AI power just, right there in our pockets?
That's a great question. I mean, on one hand, all these features can make our lives, easier and more efficient.
Right.
They can help us save time, stay informed, be more productive.
Right.
But it's important to think about, the potential downsides as well.
Like what?
Well, as we start to rely more and more on these AI tools,
Uh-huh.
it's easy to just blindly accept the information or the recommendations they give us without really thinking critically about it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right. Just because the AI says it's true doesn't mean it actually is.
Yeah, we still need to use our own judgment and critical thinking skills.
Exactly. And we also need to think about the potential for bias in these systems.
Hmm.
So these AI algorithms, they're trained on data.
Right.
And sometimes that data can reflect, existing societal biases.
Oh, okay.
And if we're not careful, those biases can be amplified
Wow.
and perpetuated by the AI,
Right.
leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how it's developed and used.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's important.
We need to make sure that these technologies are being developed and, used in a responsible and ethical way.
Okay.
It's crucial to have, diverse teams working on AI and to involve people from all different backgrounds and perspectives.
Okay, I want to go back to something you said earlier
Sure.
about these features blurring the lines between the, physical and digital world.
Right.
Can you maybe elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, so think about how we used to interact with technology. It was, often a very distinct experience. We'd sit down at a computer or pick up our phone and enter this, separate digital world.
Right, like logging into a website.
Exactly, or opening an app.
Yeah.
But with these new AI features, technology is becoming more integrated into our everyday lives.
Okay.
So it's not just about, accessing information or completing tasks.
Yeah.
It's about enhancing our experiences in the real world.
So it's less about escaping into a digital world and more about using technology to kind of augment our real world experiences.
Exactly. And that's a huge shift.
Yeah.
It's changing how we work, how we learn, how we connect with each other,
Yeah.
even how we think about ourselves.
It's both exciting and a little bit, daunting.
It is.
Yeah.
But I believe that if we approach these technologies, with curiosity, responsibility, and a commitment to ethics, we can really use AI to create a better future for everyone.
Well said. I'm curious to get your take on something.
Sure.
With all these amazing features we already have on our phones, what do you think the future holds for AI and mobile technology?
That's a question that, just sparks endless possibilities.
I know, right?
Imagine a world where our phones can not only understand what we're saying to them, but can actually, anticipate our needs and offer personalized recommendations.
Wow, it's like having a personal assistant who knows you,
Yeah.
better than you know yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just about, convenience.
Yeah.
AI has the potential to totally revolutionize healthcare, education, transportation, just countless fields.
Right.
Imagine a world where AI can help us diagnose diseases earlier, personalize learning for every student, or optimize traffic to reduce congestion and pollution.
Those are some pretty incredible possibilities. Are we
Yeah.
talking about a future that's years away, or is this something that's just around the corner?
I think a lot of these advancements are closer than we might think.
Really?
The pace of innovation in AI is just astonishing.
Yeah.
What seemed like, science fiction a few years ago is now becoming a reality.
It's really a remarkable time to be alive.
It is.
It is.
And as AI continues to evolve, it's so important that we, talk about its implications. We need to think about the ethical challenges, the potential risks, and the overall societal impact.
Yeah.
It's not just about building cool gadgets. It's
Right.
about shaping the future that we want to live in.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just mind-boggling to think about how AI is evolving, and the possibilities are endless. We've covered a lot in this deep dive, from Gemini summarizing web pages to audio magic eraser, cleaning up that background noise. These new Pixel features are really like pushing the limits.
It really is a fascinating time to be following AI. And,
Mhm.
these features, they're not just like little improvements here and there. They're a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that these AI features are kind of blurring the lines between like the real world
Uh-huh.
and the digital world.
Yeah.
It's like tech is becoming more a part of our lives,
Yeah.
instead of being this separate thing.
Absolutely. It's becoming less like a tool that we use and more like an extension of ourselves,
Yeah.
augmenting our abilities and expanding, well, our horizons. Think about how Circle to Search lets us just instantly access info about, well, anything we see in the real world.
Right.
It's connecting our physical surroundings to all that knowledge that's available online.
It's like having a digital encyclopedia right there at your fingertips,
Right.
but it's like actually connected to the world in a way we've never seen before.
Exactly. And I think this integration of tech into our lives is only going to get, well, deeper as AI gets more advanced.
Hmm.
We can expect to see even more seamless and intuitive ways to like interact with the digital world using, voice commands, gestures, maybe even our thoughts.
Whoa. That's like both exciting and a little unsettling. It brings up questions about, privacy and control. If technology is becoming so integrated into our lives, how do we make sure that we're still in control of, our data, our privacy?
That's the big question. As AI gets more powerful and more, well, everywhere, we need to be careful about protecting our privacy. We need to demand transparency from the companies that are like collecting and using our data. And we need to, push for regulations that protect our rights.
It's a tough balance.
Mhm.
We want all the benefits of these new technologies,
Right.
but we don't want to give up our basic rights.
Exactly. And that's why these conversations are so important. We need to understand the risks as well as the good things that come with AI. We need to think critically about how these technologies are developed and how they're used. And we need to insist that they're used to benefit, well, all of humanity.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in like the shiny newness of all this technology, but it's important to, zoom out and see the bigger picture.
Right.
AI can be this powerful force for good in the world, but it can also be, misused. It's really up to us to make sure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
I agree completely. Ultimately, I don't think the future of AI is like set in stone. We get to shape it. And that's, well, it's both a challenge and a huge opportunity.
This has been such an interesting deep dive.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like we've only just